The many people would attribute the success of Grand Theft Auto 3 to the success of the PlayStation 2. It is our view in the next generation that third-party exclusives become harder to find, and that driving first-party, as well as the ability. So what people were missing, and maybe I wasn't made clear, yeah, day and date was important to us because when we do our research, we say to PS2 owners, you know, why are you going to buy a PS3? Because it's the only place I'll get Grand Theft Auto. That is empirical data that we've been amassing. So when you talk about not neutralizing that, that's very important to us. Then when I say to a gamer, which flooded my inbox during the night, you mean the only place I can play Halo 3 and Grand Theft Auto 4 is on an Xbox 360, and then I've seen Gears of War and it blows the doors down for me. That we look at, Rob, what we look at is how you switch people on a market share basis from one generation to another. And the ability for us to be able to say the only platform in which you can play those games is Xbox 360, but more importantly, what people weren't either listening to or picking up the importance on is exclusive episodic content from Rockstar for the Xbox 360. And if you think online is going to be important over the next few years, exclusive content online is going to be even more important. And having something like Rockstar, who totally believe in our vision for what episodic content will be, downloadable content, bringing new maps, levels, vehicles, things of that nature in, then that ability to be able to do that is very, very important. And so people missed a little bit of the importance of that particular part of the announcement. But having Grand Theft Auto 4 on our platform is very important. I mean, the guys at Rockstar are very smart guys, as you well know. They love what they've done. They've never been able to really do a lot on Xbox Live, and that hurts them. You know, and people like Sam Houser and Terry Donovan are the most innovative guys in our industry, as you well know. And back in the UK, where a lot of this is made, you know, there's a real desire now to get with what's going on in the future, and that's driving a connected state with consumers that are millions strong. And you know, I'm sure Sony's going to come up with something, but proof of the pudding's in the tasting on this thing. We're there, we're going to be at 6 million by next E3. Our attach rate is phenomenal. It's not just that early adopter anymore. By having silver tier in there, by removing credit cards. As of last night, we now have 1,000 pieces of downloadable content available in the marketplace. This is about a connected state. This is no different than the phenomenons of things like MySpace. People want to connect. And while offline gaming will still be popular, as I said yesterday, you know, connecting your console now is not some geeky, intimidating, first-person shooter thing now. Things like Viva Pinata, which, you know, people scoff at, and that's fine. We'll prove them wrong and they've got Boys at Rare, as always, going to push the envelope and see where it'll split. But broadening that demographic, getting people to feel more comfortable about connecting is very important to us. We came into this E3, and of course, when you put something together like we did yesterday, we took a very different approach than last year. We had the Shrine. We kind of had a little bit of a hiccup because then Sony decided, for whatever reason, that then after our announcement, they decided they were going to go before us and go zip codes away. And then our goal was we had to transport 5,000 people somehow to the Shrine, get them all processed, get them in, and it didn't work out as well. We also felt that we probably delivered, from a stylistic point of view, more style than substance. It was a tough time because we're on alpha kits, and I made a very hard call in March or April, which some people disagreed with, is we're showing alpha kit footage and we're not going to bullshit with, we're going to spend $5 million on CGI and pretend this is what the game's going to look like, and you guys panned us, and that's fine, because I knew eventually a year from now that it would be, I could deliver on what I said. Went from alpha to final hardware, even the launch titles, some great titles there, but as you're seeing now, as I said yesterday, we're in the second generation of the next generation. I've got 40, 50,000 dev kits flying around somewhere at this point. Developers now moving into their second full year, and actually in some guys, in the early guys, will be looking soon at the third year of working in the hardware. There are no issues. You never hear anybody say, boy, that Xbox 360 is tough to develop for. So you add that, you add the XNA, which we started delivering here, you add Live Anywhere, you add Xbox Live, you add 10 million head start, you build on content that we've been amassing from an IP point of view, like Halo, like Gears of War, like Viva Pinata, Shadowrun, Too Human, Mass Effect, Fable, Forza, Project Gotham Racing, all first party. You tie in spectacular relationships with third parties, and you bring it all together with a platform that sits above it that can monetize it with PDLC, with premium downloadable content, with in-game advertising. You bring MSN into play with 450 people around the world selling on behalf of EA, Activision, Ubisoft, all these guys, assuming we figure out deals, obviously. And then you tie all that together and you've got the business model for the future of this industry.